Welcome back to the Stoic Path. I'm Brian. How you start your day determines how you live your life. This isn't just motivational talk. This is ancient wisdom that has stood the test of time. The most influential people throughout history, from Roman emperors to modern CEOs, have understood that mornings aren't something to be survived. They're a battleground where your future self is forged. Today I'm sharing the morning routine practiced by history's greatest Stoics. Not because it's interesting history, but because it works. These practices transform my life, and they can transform yours too. Let's begin. The problem with modern mornings. Before we dive in, let's be honest about what most mornings look like today. The alarm goes off. You hit snooze. When you finally drag yourself out of bed, the first thing you grab is your phone. Immediately, your mind is flooded with other people's emergencies, opinions, and priorities. By the time you reach work, you've already surrendered your mental sovereignty to 1,000 different influences. You haven't chosen your focus. It's been chosen for you. This isn't just inefficient. According to the Stoics, it's a moral failure. When Seneca said, "We are not given a short life, but we make it short," he was talking about moments like these, moments surrendered without intention. The average person will spend 4 months of their life hitting the snooze button. Think about that. 4 months of your precious life, choosing unconsciousness over living. The Stoics would find this tragic, and they offered a better way. The Stoic Morning. Overview. The Stoic morning isn't about productivity hacks or squeezing more tasks into your day. It's about reclaiming ownership of your mind. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." The Stoic morning routine consists of 5 key components: the early rise, the physical practice, the mental preparation, the focused learning, the intentional start. Each element serves a specific purpose in building what the Stoics valued most: self-mastery. Let's break down each component and see how you can implement it, starting tomorrow morning. Component 1, the early rise. The first component is rising early, not because success gurus tell you to, but because your most valuable resource, attention, is freshest in the morning. Seneca wrote, "The best ideas escape us when they are at the mercy of a crowd." Early mornings offer solitude that the rest of the day cannot guarantee. But the Stoics didn't glorify sleep deprivation. Their approach was practical. Sleep is essential, so protect it. End your day at a consistent time. Rise before the demands of the world begin. For many, this means before emails start arriving. Make your rising time non-negotiable, regardless of how you feel. Here's how to implement this tomorrow. First, set your alarm for 30 minutes earlier than usual. Place it across the room so you must physically get up to turn it off. Second, when the alarm sounds, recite this line from Marcus Aurelius. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, "I have to go to work as a human being." Third, immediately make your bed. This small act of order sets the tone for the day and prevents the temptation to return to sleep. What matters isn't the specific hour, but the consistency and intention behind it. Even if you're not naturally a morning person, you can train yourself to own this time. Component 2, the physical practice. The Stoics understood what modern science confirms. The mind and body are inseparable. Physical practice isn't separate from philosophical training. It's essential to it. Musonius Rufus taught that it is impossible for a person to live the good life without exercising, or to exercise without living the good life. The Stoic physical practice includes 3 elements: cold exposure, movement, nourishment. First, cold exposure. The ancient Stoics practiced cold baths to build resilience. Start with a 30-second cold shower. As you feel the initial shock, practice remaining calm and controlling your breath. This trains your nervous system to respond rather than react to discomfort. Second, movement. This isn't about intense training, but awakening the body. 10 minutes of basic movements, push-ups, squats, or a brief walk outdoors is sufficient. Focus on your form and breath, making it a moving meditation. Third, nourishment. The Stoics advocated simplicity in eating. Your first meal should be intentional, not rushed. Consider a simple breakfast of whole foods. Eat mindfully, without scrolling or reading. The physical practice isn't about fitness goals. It's about training your ability to act with intention rather than being driven by comfort seeking. Each cold shower is a reminder that you can choose your response to discomfort, a lesson that will serve you throughout the day. Component 3, the mental preparation. The third component, mental preparation, is where the true power of the Stoic morning lies. This practice consists of 3 essential exercises: journaling, negative visualization, clarifying control. First, journaling. Marcus Aurelius's meditations began as his private morning journal. Take 5 minutes to write freely about your intentions and potential challenges. The act of writing externalizes your thoughts, allowing you to examine them objectively. What virtue do I need most today? What challenges might I face? What am I grateful for in this moment? Second, negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. Spend 2 minutes imagining what could go wrong today. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. By rehearsing potential challenges, you remove their power to disturb you when they arise. As Seneca advised, he who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. Third, clarifying control. Epictetus taught that some things are within our control while others are not. Each morning, mentally sort the day's concerns into these categories. Within my control, my judgments, my actions, my priorities. Outside my control, others' opinions, external events, outcomes. The mental preparation is not about positive thinking, it's about clear thinking. By examining your thoughts before they're tested by the day's events, you establish a firm foundation for rational action. I recommend starting with just 5 minutes of journaling. As this becomes habitual, expand to include the other exercises. Component 4, the focused learning. The fourth component is focused learning. The Stoics believed in continuous improvement through deliberate study. Seneca wrote, "Wise men learn from all things and all men. Nothing that can make them better is rejected." This practice includes reading philosophy, memorization of key principles. Contemplative reflection. Start by selecting passages from Stoic texts, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, or Epictetus. Read slowly, not to finish, but to understand. A single paragraph deeply understood is worth more than pages skimmed. Choose one key idea to carry with you throughout the day. Memorize it. The Stoics believed that wisdom needs to be readily available in moments of challenge, not just in moments of quiet study. Finally, take a few minutes to contemplate how this wisdom applies to your specific circumstances. Without this step, philosophy remains abstract rather than practical. In our age of endless information, this practice might seem quaint, but there's profound power in deep engagement with a few ideas rather than shallow exposure to many. Start with just 5 minutes of focused reading. Keep a book of Stoic writings by your bed and read a page before touching your phone. Over time, these ideas will shape your thinking in ways that random social media content never can. Component 5, the intentional start. The final component is the intentional start to your workday. This is the bridge between your morning practice and the demands of the world. Before opening your email or beginning tasks, take 5 minutes to identify your most important work. Schedule focused blocks for this work. Anticipate and eliminate potential distractions. The Stoics valued purposeful action over busy work. As Seneca warned, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. By deciding in advance what deserves your attention, you prevent others from making this decision for you. This isn't selfish, it's responsible stewardship of your most valuable resource. Most people dive into their day reactively, responding to whatever is loudest or most urgent. The Stoic approach is to begin proactively, guided by your values rather than external demands. Try this. Before checking messages tomorrow, write down the one task that would make the day successful if completed. Block time for this task before anything else. Common obstacles and solutions. Now let's address the obstacles you'll face when implementing this routine. Obstacle 1. I don't have time for all this. Solution: start with just 15 minutes. Wake up 15 minutes earlier and focus on one component. Add more as it becomes habitual. Obstacle 2, I'm not a morning person. Solution, the Stoics would say this is a judgment, not a fact. Begin with small steps. Move your wake time earlier by just 15 minutes each week until you reach your goal time. Obstacle 3, I try but can't maintain consistency. Solution, apply the Stoic principle of forgiveness without abandonment. When you fail, and you will, simply return to the practice without self-judgment. What matters is the direction, not perfection. Obstacle 4, my family, roommates make mornings chaotic. Solution, wake before them or find a private space. If necessary, some components can be practiced during a morning commute or lunch break. Remember, the purpose isn't to create another source of pressure in your life. The purpose is liberation from reactivity, from distraction, from living without intention. Putting it all together, let me show you what a complete Stoic morning might look like. 5:30 a.m., rise, make bed, recite morning, verse 5:35. a.m., cold shower, followed by 10 minutes of movement, 5:50. a.m., simple breakfast, eaten mindfully, 6:05. a.m., journaling, negative visualization, and control exercise, 6:20 a.m. Focused reading of Stoic texts, 6:30. a.m., planning the day's most important work, 6:45. a.m., begin focused work before distractions arrive. The entire routine takes about 75 minutes. Adjust the timing to fit your life, but preserve the sequence and intention behind each component. This isn't about perfectionism. Some mornings you'll complete the full routine, others you'll manage just parts of it. What matters is the commitment to beginning each day as a conscious participant rather than a passive recipient. Conclusion and call to action. The Stoics understood that how you live your morning is how you live your life, not because the morning determines your schedule, but because it reveals your relationship with choice. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Your morning is in your power. Few other parts of your day offer such sovereignty. By reclaiming this time, you practice the core Stoic virtue of self-mastery. I challenge you to try this routine, or even just one component, for 7 days. In the comments below, share which aspect you'll begin with tomorrow morning. If you found value in this approach, subscribe to the Stoic Path for more practical applications of ancient wisdom. Hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss our next exploration. Remember, the purpose of philosophy isn't knowledge, it's action. So now it's time to act.